Daniel's Dread Tales is a show for grown-ups. It may contain adult language and adult themes. Please check the episode description for content warnings.
The case was still clammed up tighter than my office door the day after the super comes to collect rent. If I knew anything about this concrete jungle, it's that she couldn't hold on to her secrets for long, though. It was just a matter of time before a concrete gorilla barreled towards me with a lead. But now, the math wasn't adding up. 2 crime families, 1 foreign government, and a 2-bit writer didn't seem like it ought to equal 1 catatonic dame. But time had taught me that if I kept rolling the dice, eventually I'd get the numbers I needed.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Daniel's Dread Tales. I'm Daniel, and I am going to be taking us through the thrilling conclusion of our game of the Fathomless Sleep, joined by my fellow player,
Russell, hello. And don't get ahead of yourself. Who knows, maybe I'll dick around and we'll end up in 3 episodes.
The hope is that we finish this in 2 episodes. But, you never know. And what's your character's name?
Dex Raymond, friend of Charlie Chaplin.
Friend of Charlie Chaplin, the most important thing about you.
Yeah.
Well, then let's get started. You were chatting with Margaret.
So yeah, anyway, he says he's going to put me in some of his movies going forward.
That's fascinating. So do you think this German who was following you has something to do with what happened to my sister?
Nah, it must be purely coincidence.
Really?
Or possibly it's worth checking out.
Well, I appreciate you telling me everything that you have been up to. I'm concerned about what you said about this casino.
Yeah, apparently Hellen was quite the character around there.
That doesn't surprise me. My father did spend some time there as well. He tells me he's learned his lesson, though. Especially after I cut him off from the company funds.
Yeah, that tends to do it.
Well, I hope that I can hear some results soon, Mr. Raymond. You came highly recommended.
I can't believe that's true.
Neither can I, to be perfectly frank. You've come in here and told me a wild story that seems only tangentially related to the thing that you were supposed to be investigating.
Everything's always related eventually.
Well, let me know if I can help.
Does your father happen to be around?
Yes, he should be here, I believe. Did you wish to speak with him?
That might be worth a shot. Maybe he'd know some about what went on at that casino that nobody else has felt free to share.
Well, he's not supposed to be going to that casino anymore, but I'll leave you to it. You get your job done. I have business to attend to. And she sort of waves you out. The first time you met, there was kind of a sort of fun, lighter cigarette, sort of sexy sort of thing going on. Now she seems to be less tolerant of you.
Dex Raymond, gameless loser.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good thing you aren't falling in love with these women.
Yep.
You keep rolling to not do that. Well, as you are heading out, you do see the portly, balding Roscoe Deacon, the patriarch of the Deacon clan, is reading a book downstairs in a living room near the exit. You don't need to, set up a meeting with him necessarily. He's just kind of sitting there.
Roscoe Deacon, is it?
Yeah? Can I help you?
Well, I figured I might talk with you about what happened with your daughter there.
Oh, yeah, you're the detective, right?
Dex Raymond.
Dex. Hey, nice to meet you, Dex. Good to see you. I don't I don't know if there's much to tell, but if you could help my daughter, I really appreciate it.
Well, that's what I aim to do. I have it under good authority that you and her both spent time at the same casino, the Alegria.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been to a place like that before.
Assess honesty.
Lying, 1000% lying, not even
Aha.
doing a good job of lying. Absolute liar.
Just as I suspected.
No, what you probably need to do is look into that Marshall Daly fellow that she was fooling around with. He's been up to some shady stuff with communists, I think.
He seems like a bit of an idiot, but otherwise harmless.
That's what they say about communists. Who said that I went to the Alegria? That's nothing. No?
Well, your daughter and the guy who owns the place, fair too.
Look, you can't tell Margaret that I'd been back there, okay? I owe Whitey so much money. So much money.
I can relate.
Yeah, I haven't been back to the Alegria in a while because I worry if I go there, we could get my legs broken. I'm trying to figure out a way to get the money, but, the company, I don't get to run the company anymore, and, technically it's embezzling when you take the money from the company to pay off gambling debts.
Is that how that works?
That's what they tell me. But you gotta watch out for this Whitey. He's a dangerous character. And I know that Hellen was spending some time with him, but I don't think he would have done anything to her, but I also know that Hellen despised the guy. I don't know what she saw in him, really. I don't know. Maybe what happened to her had something to do with the mob. I don't really know anything. I'm just a sad old man, okay?
So, you wouldn't say that around 6 weeks ago, you weren't seeing any new and strange faces around the Alegria?
I had not been to the Alegria. I can't really tell you. I'm sorry. I know that place has gotten dangerous lately. I think there's, some sort of mob war brewing.
No, you're telling me, and I lift up my shirt and show him my wound.
Oh, yeah. Jesus!
Stings like the places.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I really would tell you if I knew anything.
Well, thank you for your time. I guess I'll continue poking around.
Good luck. Thank you. Please don't tell Margaret.
Well, I'll tell you what I tell everyone. I can't promise that.
Is that it? You tell everybody that?
Yeah.
That's not very reassuring.
Yeah, Margaret said I was highly recommended. It's very strange to me.
Yeah, I think Margaret might have gotten you confused with another Dex Raymond.
It's possible. It's happened before.
Okay. All right. So this doesn't seem like this is stuff that you already kind of figured out.
I didn't know she hated him.
Yes,
Assuming
that
that's true.
is... Yeah. So, did not like the guy. Was sleeping with him, did not like him. I think maybe, with your assess honesty, you could tell that he is sort of lying to himself and deliberately not seeing the idea that maybe she is sleeping with the mob boss so the mob boss doesn't call in her father's debts.
That's sort of what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, no, that seems to be absolutely what's happening here. He doesn't want to think that he would have driven his daughter to do that, but you know.
Truth is never deeper than 6 feet.
You keep saying that. All right, Dex, what do we want to do now?
Well, I'm going to walk away cool, with my hands in my pocket, and remember that there's a key in there when my hand touches it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the safety deposit box key.
Union Bank? First Union Bank?
I forgot what it was, too. Security First National Bank.
I was close.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, that's good.
It's just a couple syllables off.
Yeah. Yeah. You could head over to the Spring Street Bank. Well, it's on Spring Street. It is the Security First National Bank, as we have
There we go.
established. Yes.
I was confused for a second there.
Yeah, no, I said it in a way that made no sense after the thing that I just confirmed with you. It would have made absolutely no sense. Yeah. You could go into the bank and get into the safety deposit box right there pretty easily. Opening it up, it is explicit photographs of your movie star friend, not Charlie Chaplin.
Well, these are worthless to me.
Greta Odemar, the other movie star that you had been talking to, but he was not like a big deal. But there are explicit photographs of her and another woman, but you have the negatives of those. She might appreciate those. But you see that there are several pictures of Hellen that are being taken, first with Marshall Daly, the screenwriter that you spoke to, and then images of Hellen leaving a hotel with a mousy-looking guy. And you think back and you realize that is Whitey's accountant that you tripped at the casino.
I knew he deserved it.
Yes. Well, I don't know if he deserved it, but he seems to be involved in something. There are also photos of several other people that you don't recognize in here, presumably blackmail photos or something. Unclear who Spielman was trying to blackmail with this stuff.
Well, I'll save these for later.
Okay. So what do you do with this newfound knowledge?
What time of day would it be at this point?
Around noon.
Oh, wow. No time at all has passed.
Yeah. Unless you want it to be later. I don't know. You can just hang out.
Oh, I'm just wondering if I need to hunker down and wait through the night so that I don't drive myself into a ditch or something.
Well, where are you trying to go?
Either Otimer's or the Allegria. Allegria is probably more plot important.
Yeah. The Allegria is probably not open yet. You could try to look up this accountant, Phil Block, in the phone book, I guess. But besides that, yeah, the Allegria is not going to be opening for a couple of hours.
All right. Well, then I'll head to Otimer's, and at some point I will also... Oh, you know what? I'll use the phone at her place. Movie stars got phones, right?
Movie stars have phones. Most people have phones. Not uniquely a movie star item.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
You drive up to Otimer's Beverly Hills house. She is excited to see you.
All right. Miss Otimer, I got some good news.
Yes?
I didn't have to murder a man.
Oh.
I still can. Just leaving that on the table. But I got the negatives of those photographs.
Oh, well, then I'll see that that man is removed from my house.
With murder.
Well, I would still appreciate that, but it is less pressing now. Thank you very much. I can pay you well for those negatives.
Oh, fantastic. Looks like Dex luck is looking up.
Yes, exactly. Things are going well. You were a fine man, Dex Raymond.
Yeah, I was once. Then the city got to me.
It has a way of getting to us all.
Can I use your phone?
Oh, absolutely.
Gonna call up Whitey. And I want to say Whitey Alexander, was that it?
Yeah, the guy who runs the Allegria.
Yeah, there's no reason I wouldn't have a Mob Don's phone number.
I mean, you spent a push to establish you were friends with him. So, yeah, you got his number.
Hey, Whitey, how's it going?
Dex! Thanks for giving me a call. I was actually meaning to talk with you.
Oh, what about?
You were here the other night when that unpleasantness happened. You were chatting with Treehorn, one of my security guys, right?
I do recall that.
Yeah. Did he say anything suspicious to you?
Not that I caught.
Didn't say anything about, like, he'd be leaving town or something?
Not that I heard, no. This is news to me as well.
Because I can't find him. And it seems to be after you were talking to him. Now, I know that you would never do anything to mess with my organization, would you?
Nah, not worth the trouble.
You better remember that, Dex. What can I do for you?
Well, I happened upon a bit of a lead here, and it looks like your accountant might have had some run-ins with Hellen as well. Speaking of your organization.
No. Block's a little dweeb.
Well, no arguments here.
Are you saying that my girl was stepping out on me?
I'm saying maybe get your books checked tonight, and me and him can have a couple words.
Okay. Because sometimes Helen would give people the eye, and, we had to put her in her place.
Well, that's don't let me get in the way of you putting people in your place now.
Block's been up to something, huh? Well, he didn't show... Okay. Thanks, Dex.
Whatever you're gonna do, I just want to stress the fact that I need to talk to him before you do it.
Okay. And he hangs up.
That seems like a promise.
Yeah, definitely gonna be good with that promise. You could try to get to the casino and intercept Block as he's coming in.
That seems like a reasonable course of action. I will do that.
Yeah. Okay. You head over to the Allegria. Security is even bigger than it is before. In fact, there are also less people at the tables because of all of the violence that's been happening lately. And you see Block as he is parking on the side in the parking lot there.
Well, I guess I just come in with the intimidation immediately.
Okay. He's a mousy little dweeb and is going to fold pretty quickly.
Mr. Block, any chance you know about the comings and goings of Miss Hellen Deacon?
Hellen Deacon? No,
Yes,
can't say I do. Sorry, I've got work to do.
Me and your employer would be very interested in any information you could provide us. Does this photo ring a bell? Yeah, that's
where did you get that? Where? Who took this? No. That's. You can't show this to Whitey.
I took this from a Nazi.
What?
It's not important.
Look, please. And he gestures for you to, sit down in his car with him.
I will do so.
Okay. Look. You can't show that to Whitey. He's not the gentlest person when it comes to infidelity.
Not something people in the mob are really known for.
No kidding. Look, I should have known to stay away, but she's so beautiful, When I know she's the boss's twist, but when she gets her eyes on me, it was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, I don't really get it, but to each his own.
Look, when a girl's that far out of your league, she might as well be from Mars, But she wanted a copy of all of Whitey's books. So I made a copy of all of Whitey's books and gave them to her.
Making herself a bit of a culinary library with all them cooked books.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's... The evidence there isn't great. It would show that Whitey's actually paying off two groups, the Syndicate and the System. So that's not usually what you're supposed to be doing. I'm not sure what she was trying to do with them. After I gave her the books, though, it's like I never existed, She never gave me the time of day again.
And whenabouts would this have happened?
This was a few months ago, about 6-7 weeks ago.
I see. Well, it just so happens I'm investigating something that happened around that time.
Oh, I don't. What do you mean? What is it that there was this Kraut who was spying on us, and he thought that he actually came to me with these pictures. Wait, it was these pictures. There was a...
I said I took them from a Nazi. Acting like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. And once I told him who I worked for, he backed off, and he thought that I was a communist. He said I was a communist. I'm a fucking commie. I work for the mob, and as soon as, he heard that Whitey was involved, the Spielman guy chickened out. Wait, what is happening here? Do you work for that Nazi?
No, I'm going to murder him and dump his body in the river.
Ah, you know what? That would be doing civil service. Well, yeah, no, I know that she was getting a copy of the books, and she said something about showing them to somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was gonna show him to... She said something about Cohen? A guy named Cohen? I don't know.
Perhaps if I reassure him, he'll find it easier to remember things.
What do you say that is reassuring?
Do you see this photograph? Right now,
Yes.
Whitey doesn't know. If you can remember this name, I can assure you I will never darken your doorstep again. Lying is not a skill on there.
Yeah, no. I know that if these books got out to either Guy McCaffrey or Mickey Cohen, Whitey would be in trouble. Whitey probably ends up in the river with that Nazi friend of yours.
Friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Associate? Enemy? I don't quite understand what's happening here.
Mark, my friend. You work with the mob. I figured you'd be familiar with the lingo.
Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess she was gonna give the books to the mob that was coming in. That would be evidence of... I don't quite know how it all plays out, okay? All I know is that she was gonna maybe give it to Cohen, and then that would... I don't know, that was gonna help her with something. Hurt Whitey? I don't know why she'd want to hurt him, though.
Well, it's not important now. Here, you take this photo. I'll get out of your hair. And maybe I'll track down this Cohen fella.
Okay, be careful. But thank you.
Great. Now he is walking into a hostile situation with evidence of his slate.
Yeah, no, he's gonna walk in and Whitey's gonna grab him and it's not gonna be good for him. So do you want to track down Mickey Cohen?
That seems like the logical course of action.
All right.
Would that be some sort of skill I should use there?
Yeah, what sort of skill would you use to find a sort of high-ranking mob enforcer?
I use my streetwise skill.
All right. It's a bit tedious tracking him down. And honestly, what happens is, as you continue to ask questions, Mickey Cohen finds you.
Hey, Paul, would you say that you are haunted by nightmares of the things that have happened on the Crow's Codex?
I occasionally have some difficult dreams that come up. Most of those are associated with the most recent story.
Anything in particular with most recent story that's really haunted you?
The time where there were more mouths than we expected, or more eyes than we expected, or more eyes in mouths than we expected. It's hard to narrow it down.
Was it the fish with human teeth?
It's definitely up there.
If any of these things sound horrible to you, you can find them and more on the Crow's Codex, now part of the Imaginary Broadcast Network. It's as real as you want it to be.
Perfect.
As you are leaving a building, I don't know, maybe the ones where you talk to somebody, Mickey walks up to you and says, "Get in the car."
Sure thing, friend.
Okay. Mickey Cohen, by the way, is one of the main enforcers for Bugsy Siegel, who is the mob group from the East Coast that is trying to move into Los Angeles.
I believe the word is family.
Yes, sure. Family.
Mr. Cohen, I presume.
Just heads up, I just want to be very clear. This is an extremely dangerous man. This is a man that has killed a lot of people and has no compunction about killing. So just be aware of this situation.
Worst case scenario, we got a shorter episode.
Yeah. I hear you have been going around town asking a lot of questions, looking for me. Well, you found me.
Comes with the territory. Dex Raymond, Private Eye. Looking into the case of a Miss Hellen Deacon. Apparently, she ran afoul of someone about 6 weeks ago.
Hellen Deacon. Name sounds sort of familiar, but I hear a lot of names. You're gonna need to do something to, like, get him to listen to. You are just another schmuck out there, as far as he's concerned at the moment.
Investigative or general at this point?
Your call.
Okay. I would just like to tell him the entire story up till now. I think he would appreciate it, but I'm not sure what sort of skill or role.
Tell him
that
the
is.
entire story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I waited all night in the wardrobe for him, but he never came, so, well, had to investigate other leads.
This is not that... So you're saying this guy is a Nazi?
Big time.
And he's honing in on this Hellen thing.
That could be part of it, though it did seem he might have been scared off.
Well, you said you want this guy dead? Don't worry.
Oh, absolutely.
He doesn't have long for this world. Thanks for bringing it to my attention.
All right. Well, he's living in Greta Odemer's guest house, if that information is of any use to you.
That is a good deal of information. Yeah. So you're trying to find out? Okay. Yeah. No, this Hellen broad, she comes to me. Well, she came actually to a guy named Bud Barron, who works in my organization. Said she had books that had information that would help us take over the Alegria Casino. Barron, he's a putz. He wasn't willing to do anything, so he brings it to me. I meet with Hellen a couple times at an associate's garage. She says that she gives me Whitey's books. In exchange, we whack Whitey and forgive her pop's debts.
Seems it never got that far.
Well, we agreed to the deal. We met a second time. She gave me the books. And then we're doing our work. These are delicate matters, you see. Delicate matters where we need to get things, set up to make our move.
Of course. It happens a lot in my business. Everything's connected, and everything only happens in its time.
Yeah. We met at a garage run by a guy named Roy, cousin of mine. It's in San Bernardino, right at the edge of the desert, right by that oil derrick. It's a good spot. Now, here's the thing about Roy. Roy is also a moonshiner. Makes great moonshine for us. This moonshine, so good, so potent. Give it to somebody, they don't remember nothing.
Oh, now it's starting to come together.
Useful skill to have, right? Yeah. So, here's the problem. Out of the blue, this Hellen broad tries to walk up to my boss directly at Coconut Grove, trying to demand that he do what he's supposed to do. She
Oh my.
should not do things like that. Okay? I intercepted her because if she had talked to my boss like that, she would be dead. Do you understand?
Very magnanimous of you.
Yeah. So you know what I did? I, like the hero I am, saved her life. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I gave her over to Roy. Roy did his business, and then we were done. I don't know what Roy does exactly, but made her forget everything. So that's what I do. That's what happened. So you can... She'll recover. She'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the family would be happy to hear that.
Yeah. So that's all I gotta say.
Well, if our business is concluded,
Pleasure doing business with you.
it's been a pleasure to meet you as well, Mr. Cohen.
Things are changing in this city, Dex.
Always are.
Just know who the real power is in this city. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, have a lovely day. Opens door, leaves car.
Yeah. Mickey is driven away.
Perfect.
Okay. So now what do you do?
I guess I'll call Margaret.
Oh, okay.
Margaret, you're not going to believe this. I got a real lead.
Yes, you're right. I don't know if I believe it. What's up?
Well, Hellen had a bit of a run-in with, well, two mobs, actually. This mind wipe thing is a result of the second. I got a bit more investigating to do, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like she'll recover.
That's good. Did you find the person who did this to her?
Well, that'll be the next stop.
All right. I need you to see this through to the end, Dex.
Of course.
But you said mind wipe? It was something to wipe her mind specifically?
Yeah, apparently.
My God, what did she get into? No answer to that?
Quite the pickle.
Quite the pickle. Okay. Well, I hope that you can find out what happened and bring those people to justice.
Well, if you don't hear from me again, then no, that did not happen.
Please try not to get yourself killed, Mr. Raymond.
Starting to become a bit of a catchphrase now, but I can't promise that.
And with that, she hangs up.
Simultaneously playing someone who's cool and also a massive dork.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So where do you go now?
I guess I'll go find this oil rig?
It's a gas station by an old oil derrick. San Bernardino is outside of LA to the east. You eventually make your way to an old remote body shop covered in dust from the nearby Mojave Desert. A pair of wooden doors, their paint peeling, presumably lead to an apartment above the body shop. There is no sign of anyone being here. Also, there is no real way to sneak up on this place. It is in the middle of the desert. I mean, you could try to sneak in and be quiet, but it's not like there's a lot of cover that you could take on your way up.
Unless I wait for nightfall.
You could wait for nightfall, absolutely.
Might be an idea.
Do you remember what happens if you drive your car at night?
I crash.
Yes, you have a busted tail light.
Wait, it's an auto shop. There's probably a headlight in there.
You know what? Yes! You could go here, you could get this guy to fix it for you.
Oh, perfect. I'll do that.
Okay. You know what? It is a good cover if you're coming in with a busted car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Win-win.
Coming in at night, then?
Yeah, wait. Just before night. Presumably, I've got to drive the car up.
This is
It'd be a shame if something terrible happened right then.
Yes. Yeah, thankfully no one has tried to repossess your car again today. But should probably pay those people off at some point. Considering that you're getting paid, like, left and right, your money problems are beginning to disappear.
It's going to be interesting if I have to do a coda and my worst problem is a black eye.
Okay.
I drive up with my car and see about getting some work done.
All right. You walk inside and there's nobody in the garage. It looks like, a garage. There is a drop cloth over some sort of apparatus in the corner. There's a messy desk. There's a couple cars here, some trunks, some stuff like that. It just looks like a garage.
Yeah, a headlight shouldn't be too hard to replace. Can I find one?
Yeah, you can start looking around for a headlight.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. As you are poking around this messy place, you begin to hear a low moaning emanating from the trunk of a dented Nash Rambler nearby.
Yeah, hell.
Yeah.
No headlight, though?
You find a couple headlights. You would need to figure out how to get it in there. But yeah, you could probably fix your car, but there is that moaning sound coming.
Yeah, I'll just put him on the counter and get back to him later.
Okay.
So I'll go investigate that moaning trunk.
All right.
Hopefully it's a person and not something more terrifying.
All right. Well, do you open up the trunk?
Yes. Do I need a tool or something?
Nah. It's unlocked. So, you see what you eventually realize is Burl Treehorn.
Burl, fancy meeting you here.
Well, he's barely clinging to life. Blood soaks the linen bedsheet he's been wrapped in. He's been beaten so badly that you don't recognize him at first. Exposed brain tissue pulses below a fissure in his shattered skull. It's bad.
Sorry for being so cool about that, Burl.
I need you to make a stability test to deal with the fact that you are seeing something so awful.
Total of 5.
You stagger back in horror. You can't help yourself. Anyone would. This means you get a -3 on the sense trouble check that you need to do right now.
Right. -3, you said?
Yes.
That's a 1.
It's a 1?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't even see what happens. You feel a thud on the back of your head and your lights go out. Yeah.
The plot thickens.
All right. You wake up a little bit later. Unclear how much time has passed. Your head is ringing. And you are in a cage, a metal cage that is being lowered by a rattling chain that is being winched downward. That is what wakes you up, the sound of the chain. And you look up, and there is a slightly deranged looking man who is lowering you down, laughing.
Now, would you be Roy then?
Oh, yes, I'm Roy.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, really?
But what's all this all about then?
Well, I'm sorry. We can't have people looking into what I do here. Mickey wouldn't like that to get out, you know? So, have to make you forget about all this.
I was just looking for a headlight.
Ha! Yeah. Well, you came to the wrong place to get a headlight, friend.
The garage? It's like the right place.
And you are looking down and you realize that you are wrapped in the same bloody sheet that Burl had been wrapped in.
Oh, that's not hygienic.
Yeah, you are covered in blood.
Blech.
And as you're looking around, you are being lowered almost like 2 stories down into the earth.
Well then.
And he's shouting down at you. I'm sorry, you're not gonna like what you see. You see, I also get rid of bodies.
Oh.
And I found a lovely way to dispose of them. He says, and then you don't really see him as you're going down further, but he kicks something and you see Treehorn's body falls down. He is no longer alive. It falls all the way down past you and hits the ground with a pretty awful thud around the time that you are reaching the bottom.
Oh, I'm reaching the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, you're in some sort of underground cave system.
Well, this bites.
And you begin to hear scratching. And then howling. Unfortunately, you're still locked in a cage.
Oh, I should use my locksmith/picking skill.
You are going to see what is making that noise right away. There are countless, well, maybe you could count them later, but
Okay.
there are hunched humanoids with rubbery skin, tusked, semi-canine snouts, and they are gathered around your cage as you are lowering down, grunting and howling. These are monsters out of a nightmare.
These must be those bugsies I've been hearing about.
As the cage hits the ground, they jump up at your cage and start snarling at you.
Alright, just gonna leave this locked for now.
Yeah, you can try to pick the lock if you would like. But
Any chance I've still got my gun that we established I had?
So he probably would have looked for it. You can make a preparedness roll to have hit it, though.
That's a 6.
You know what? You have a leg holster that he didn't notice. He is looking down at you. Unfortunately, you now have a face full of ghouls. While a couple of them seem to be devouring Treehorn's body, more of them are jumping and clawing and biting at you. This is maybe the worst thing you have ever seen in your entire life. It's terrifying. It's awful. You feel like this is the kind of thing that might drive you into a coma. I need you to make a stability test.
I'll use my self-possessed for this one.
Oh, it's a good time for that.
For an extra die on cool or stability. So I get 3 die for this one.
This is a good time to use it.
That is a 7.
A 7. The sight of these creatures raging inches from your face is enough to rattle anybody. You nearly crack from the mental pressure, but then find a reserve of inner strength that pulls you from the brink of permanent madness.
Yeah, I've been to a freak show once or twice.
Yes. This is bad, and they are snarling and going crazy, but you know that there is a cage, and you know that you are able to remain calm. You also have a gun.
Yep.
There are somewhere between 7 to 9 of these things. It's kind of hard to tell. And you see Roy is looking down over the pit laughing at you.
I should probably shoot them.
Them meaning the ghouls or Roy?
The ghouls.
Okay. I'll say this. Fighting them would be very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Roy's 2 stories up, but I'm pretty sure he needs to haul me up if I want to go that way. Keep
True.
me cool.
Okay.
So maybe I ought to bargain with Roy.
Okay. You hear Roy is ranting. At first, you weren't really able to hear him because you hear just the snarling and the snapping of these creatures. But he's just laughing. You won't remember anything. They all get driven mad in the end. Do you see anything? Or have you lost your mind like they all do?
I probably lost my mind, I'd guess. Want to haul me back up now?
Do you say that? Do you tell him that I have lost my mind, please haul me back up?
Sure.
No, I'll wait till you break, Mr. Raymond. You'll play with my pets till they're done with you. The ghouls continue to hang out here until they finish eating Treehorn's corpse.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kind of sulk away. They seem not actually super interested in you.
Ghouls from The Witcher, they're necrophages.
Or ghouls from Lovecraft, which are necrophages, actually. Although it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like much of Lovecraft.
Yeah.
All right. What do you do now?
I'm going to try to convince Roy to haul me up. I'm asking if he's a fan of movies. I know a guy.
No, you're insane now. So you can ramble all you want, but you don't know anything.
How insane is this? I'm friends with Charlie Chaplin. I killed a Nazi earlier. I had a date with Greta Odemer.
What? Just stay down there then. Ah!
I slept in a wardrobe last night.
So he doesn't quite know what to do with you.
I haven't convinced him I'm insane yet?
No. Usually, people are kind of catatonic when he deals with them.
Yeah, I'm clearly more self-possessed than what he's used to dealing with.
You are, yes, you made a very successful roll. He doesn't really know what to do. He should, and he stops talking. He takes his head away. He's doing something upstairs, but you don't really know what.
Hey, no, I'm pretty sure getting out of this cage is a bad idea.
I mean, you could probably unlock it.
Yeah, but then there's ghouls. Oh, they're necrophages.
Yeah, if they only eat the dead, then I guess you're probably fine.
Yeah, there's nothing worse down here. Sure, let's go under that assumption.
Okay.
Just so things happen.
Okay.
Well, he's not falling for it, I guess.
Yeah. He actually, as you are maybe messing with the lock, you hear him bringing the cage up, and you feel it as well.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll stick around then.
What do you do as you're being pulled up? How do you want to be?
I'll just hold very still and try to look catatonic or whatnot.
Oh, I guess, yeah, okay, I guess that's one way to do it. Yeah. I was like, okay. He pulls you up. Apparently there was a secret, floor in his garage. He closes it, and he goes over and unlocks the cage and sort of looks down at you, pokes you with his wrench.
I do nothing.
Good. I've never seen them start ranting about being friends with movie stars before. Well.
Oh, great. I pull out my gun and say, yes, I am a friend with a movie star. Charlie Chaplin. Stick him up.
You've got you got him. You got him dead to rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have anything to restrain him with. Yeah. Let's see. Car shop. Well, I'll grab a hose or something.
Okay.
All right, I need you to sit down right there, and you and I are going to have a couple words.
Okay.
About a Miss Hellen Deacon.
She's just one of the... Yeah, I set her down to the ghouls, and then, they did their work, and then I let her out on the streets. It's that simple.
Well, it turns out I'm hired by her sister to investigate what happened to her. It seems like you're what happened to her. Any chance you got somewhere I can gas up around here?
Yeah, I got a pump over there.
All right. So I'm going to take that over to the pit full of ghouls and start it pumping. All right, so this sister, real worried about her sister. Actually, met a fair number of people around town who are real worried about her well-being.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm burning out your ghoul hole here. It's kind of a public health hazard.
The tunnels go for miles.
I'll do what I can. It's all I can do.
Look,
Yeah.
you don't know who you're messing with, okay?
Oh, Mickey Cohen. I talked to him earlier. We had a nice little chat. He actually directed me.
No. I'm friends with Mickey.
Me too. And Charlie Chaplin. Went on a date with Rita Otimer.
No, you can't tell Mickey what's going on here. Just I can pay you. We can be done here.
I mean, you want to pay me? I won't kick you down in the ghoul hole.
What?
I think I'm talking to Mickey either way.
I let me go and I'll get you money. I can get money.
All right, where's the phone around here?
Right over there.
All right, call up Mickey Cohen. Maybe Whitey. I don't know. Do I have Mickey's number?
You know what? The thing is, you don't have Mickey Cohen's number, but Roy has Mickey Cohen's number.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So he's tied up. There's gas flowing into the ghoul hole. He's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get Mickey's number here?
Yeah, it said he gives you a number.
All right. Mickey, you got a bit of a...
Tell him not to... Tell me that we're cool. Tell him that we're cool.
Roy says we're cool. I'm not sure what it's about, but you got a ghoul hole here. Not really sure what that is. First time I've run into it, but it's kind of an eldritch horror from beyond space and time. I'm gonna do what I can to take care of it, but I don't think you want Roy kicking around much longer.
Wait, a horror from beyond space and time? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He does moonshine.
No shine around, I'm sad to report. The only thing being drunk here is human blood.
Wait, is this where you got that weird... Is Roy there?
Oh, you want me to put him on?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Is this why you gave the boss that weird magic stone? He's been
Where'd I put
driving
my
him
lighter?
crazy.
Gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, right, I've been using candles. Yeah, it's a gas station. There's gotta be a
You're
lighter
trying to
around
mix
here
this up
somewhere.
with some voodoo bullshit. Okay?
Oh, looks like...
Roy.
behind the counter here.
Friends. But I
wonder
can't
if
be
Treehorn
getting
had
involved in this voodoo bullshit.
No, I think most of his stuff went down into the pit with him. Not going back in there. Oh, it's right here. Back pocket. Always forgetting.
Put Dex back on. The phone is sort of laying near Roy.
All right.
Yeah.
Dex Raymond, friend of Charlie Chaplin here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention. This actually answers several questions that I might have had about Roy.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to trying that moonshine.
I know he has moonshine. And actually, as you're looking around, the thing that the drop cloth was on top of, he does have a distillery here. Like, he does make moonshine here. Yeah, no, he makes moonshine. But not magic moonshine that makes you catatonic.
Ah, dang. That's the best kind.
Well, Mr. Raymond, I would appreciate if you dealt with this situation. You would be doing a favor to my organization.
Well, right now I'm trying to fill the hole with gas. That's probably not going to get much mileage. What would you suggest?
I don't quite understand the situation that you're in, but if it's a hole, you got to get some dynamite or something.
All right. I can probably wrangle something. And what about Roy?
You could probably find somebody to get some dynamite. Yeah. You know a safe cracker who could get you some dynamite.
Oh, perfect. And what do you want done with Roy here?
We could deal with him.
All right. Well, I might get him to fix my car first. Is he any good at that?
Honestly, he sucks at that.
No, I'll take care of your Roy problem too then.
Thanks. Yeah. What do you do with Roy?
Well, I finally find a lighter. It takes a couple strikes to get it lit. It's been sitting in my pocket for a little while here. Been just using candles. Of course, I was using the lighter to light the candles. Don't know why.
Yeah.
So I light my smoke. I take a good drag. Then I kick Roy down the hole and toss the lighter in.
All right. You hear him scream, and you hear the sound of an explosion almost.
Almost. I'll be back with that dynamite.
Yeah.
Things are changing in the city. Might as well be on the right side. Thanks for listening. This episode featured Daniel Fernandez as the GM and Russell McCracken as Dex Raymond. Russell also did the editing and sound design. The system we used was Gumshoe 121 and the setting was Cthulhu Confidential. As always, our main theme was by Claire LW and our art is by Trin at TeaTimeWitch on Twitter. Additional music for this episode were Covert Affair and Dances and Dames by Kevin MacLeod over on Incomptech.com, as well as Gracia by Anro Composer on Pixabay. All of these things will be linked in the episode description, and we'll be back on August 8th with the next episode of Low Places. You won't want to miss it. Until then, Bendeglui Magluanaf, Cthulhu Rilierugag, Nagliftan, and rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
A few days later, in Whitey's office. What is Whitey looking at?
I think he's probably looking at that photo that he pulled off his accountant, showing the accountant at Hellen.
Right.
Turns it over, and it's got my signature on it saying, courtesy of DR.
Yeah. He is furious about all of this. He has taken it out on his accountant already. The accountant is not dead, but, well, maybe he is.
If he's not, he might wish he were.
Yeah, exactly. Whitey is increasingly feeling more and more over his head as more and more people are putting pressure on him. You know, it's pretty late at night. He's looking at this photo. He's also taking a smoke, looking out, trying to figure out what is he going to do about all of the craziness going on in his life.
Dex steps into his office behind him.
Jesus, Dex. When did you get here?
Oh, just a couple minutes ago. How's your night been?
I'm getting by. It's been a lot. It's been a lot, Dex. It's good to have you here, buddy.
I see you got my present there.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me know that people have been messing around on me. It's been dealt with. Good looking out, Dex.
I always have to do a favor for a friend. As it turns out, I've found myself a couple new friends.